Hello everybody, this is Tony Johnson, your customer experience leader. Welcome to your Thursday afternoon. Remember folks, we will only have Monday through Thursday from here on out. So if you are looking for me tomorrow, you will not find me here at 5:30. I'll be back on Monday. Quick programming note though, because I am not here tomorrow, I will actually be dropping my podcast tomorrow morning. So please, Customer Service Academy. You can find me on Stitcher. You can find me on iHeartRadio. You can find me on Apple Podcasts. So please make sure that you dial into that. Again, that's Customer Service Academy. The logo and icon looks like this. So please make sure that you dial that up and take a peek at it. You can also find me on my many social media channels. So please look out for me on Instagram, for example, at Recipe for Service. So today I want to talk about service recovery. And the other day I was out at my local Mega Mart, and I really thought there was going to be a fist fight that was about to ensue between a customer and a frontline associate all over some baby back ribs. That's right. So there was a customer who was trying to buy some baby back ribs, and the person had, I believe, 4 or 5 in her cart. And currently there's a lot of institutions that have a 2 or fewer rule on those kind of meat products, while the customer was having absolutely none of that. So, just know that when I saw how the frontline associate tried to resolve that, it was kind of cringeworthy, right? Because it was throwing the rule book at them. It was making sure that the customer knew how, really silly and stupid they were for violating the policy, and it just didn't feel good at all. So I thought, what a great chance today to walk through the steps of service recovery. So if you and your team ever need to fix a problem, if you ever need to make sure that a customer is made whole again, this is the best way to do it. So I love the LEARN model, L-E-A-R-N. So if something goes sideways, you always start by listening. That's the L. So make sure that you let your customer talk, let them get it out of their system. They usually will have a whole bunch to say. Hang in there. The E of LEARN stands for empathize. How would you feel if it was you? What would you want to happen? What would you think would be the best resolution? So put yourself in their position. Think about what it might take to make them happy. That's empathizing. Now we move on to the A. The A is probably one of the most important parts. It's the apology. So making sure that you say you're sorry, making sure that you take responsibility. Customers love it. People in general love it when you own up when you've done something wrong. The R stands for resolve. So while you've been listening, while you've been empathizing, while you've been thinking about it, hopefully you've been considering how you can make this right for the customer. If you don't know how, ask. But quite frankly, try to do whatever you can to make it right, replace the product, try to help them save some time, whatever it takes to make it right, but that's the resolution. Now here's the magical part. A lot of organizations get those first 4 pieces right. The N of LEARN. Never repeat. This is where the magic happens, because if you make sure that your teams, or if you're a frontline team member, you share that with your leader, then you can kind of brainstorm about how you make sure that kind of thing never happens again. You can make sure that you don't repeat the mistake. And that is powerful because customers will often give you a mulligan when you make a mistake, but if you make the same mistake over and over and over again, that usually ends up getting you into trouble and will ultimately make sure that you probably go ahead and lose that customer. Couple of other pieces. So, when I think about de-escalating customer complaints, when I think about folks who are irate, there's some tips and tricks here. If you have to bring in a manager, if you have to go get a leader to come in and help you or anybody, or transfer them to somebody else, bring that next person up to speed before you do. There's power in that, because if you've ever had to repeat yourself after getting transferred over and over again on hold, cable company, anybody, you will probably find that you keep getting more and more angry. So you want to make sure that your customer never has to repeat himself or herself. And it feels so much better when someone new comes in and says, hey, Mr. Johnson, I understand that your cheeseburger is always raw. Let's work on that, right? So it's a great way to do it. The other tip is, if you are dealing with a customer who's upset or irate, come out from behind that counter. When you let a desk or a counter or something come in between you, it makes it tougher to connect. Come out from behind that counter, get on their level, and really show that you're in it to win it. And then the other piece for leaders is about empowerment. So, service recovery works best when you have empowered your team members to know what to do and to have the power to do it. Now, you can do this through role playing. You can do it through discussing what situations might occur and what they can do with it. Anything you can do to game plan to get your team ready, there's real power there. Because when a team member comes out and a guest or a customer has a complaint, and that person right there in the moment can fix it and make it right and get them on their way, that feels like a little slice of magic. As soon as someone, an employee says, oh, I got to go check with my manager, that all the magic is gone. It will be a perfunctory effort at that point. You may satisfy them, but you certainly won't delight or amaze them. So make sure that your customers know that your team members have that power to solve problems right there. So all that said, we are in the middle of the most amazing service comeback. I was on a great call with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce today, continuing to talk about all the states that are opening up. In fact, I believe tomorrow there are some states that are actually going to be opening hair salons and those kind of things, which is sort of actually starting to dip into stage 2, which is amazing. Hopefully we are doing this in a regimented and professional and safe manner. But just keep in mind, we are just skating right along in the middle of the great service comeback. So you need to be a part of this. You need to get out ahead of it. You need to be ready to really get out there and amaze your customers, because you can grow and ascend in such a fantastic way if you get this right from a service and a process standpoint. So if you need additional help, reach out to me. I am here for you. Again, first of all, every day at 5:30, Monday through Thursday, the Great Service Comeback. We will be here live on Facebook, but also reach out to me on my website, igniteyourservice.com. In fact, email me directly, Tony@igniteyourservice.com. We can work together. We can get this done. I will answer your questions. I am here to help folks because, again, we are in this together, and we have to make sure we get this right for the good of your business and the good of the customers you serve. So I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Relax, take a beat, get out there and crush it. But first and foremost, be safe, take that breath, and I hope you have a great weekend. I will talk to you on Monday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.